Hi, everybody. This is Rose of Sharon, and I'm back again with another movie review. I am trying to do this review with a straight face as much as I possibly can, which is actually quite challenging. This is Khallas, and I picked it up just because I was interested. I thought, oh, the plot is intriguing. It's about this group of men who basically are India's version of the mob, and I'm gonna spoil everything. Uh, this is by far the worst movie I've ever seen, and I am not lying. I thought When in Rome was bad. This is worse than When in Rome. Or there was another movie, I forget what it was called, but it was just absolutely terrible. It was one I saw a long time ago, and it had all these differing philosophies in it. And it was basically a movie about nothing. I forget the title, but that movie was absolute schlock. When in Rome was tripe, but I think as far as worst movies are considered, that Khallas actually tops it. They use music from The World Is Not Enough, which I don't know if music from Khallas was actually used in The World Is Not Enough or vice versa. It's hard to tell. But they actually implemented soundtrack or background music from Braveheart, which I recognized immediately. I thought, wait a minute, I know where that background music is coming from. And I knew what it was immediately. And I thought, oh, you've got to be kidding me. And not only that, but the main villain in the film, or anti-hero, is a computer engineer. That's his alias, or that is what he uses to disguise his true identity as a gangster. And I thought, really, India? You had to pigeonhole yourself and make your main anti-hero a computer engineer or IT specialist? How cliche is that? And I'm just shaking my head and I'm thinking, oh, this movie is literally, it hurts me to watch. But um, half of the time I was busting a gut laughing, because one of the funniest scenes in this movie is when the chief of police is gathering all of his men together and he's giving them this really inspirational, motivational speech to rally them and to boost them around. And in the background, you hear, and I think, oh no. You're in India. You're using Indiana Jones. Temple of Doom took place in India. All right. I appreciate the fact that you look up to Americans and like to recycle ideas in Bollywood film, but your adulation is going a little bit too far. But the only thing that even makes this movie relatively watchable at all would be the glamour numbers, as one of my friends described them as. I thought, yeah, you're right. And I asked him, I said, hey, Juwais, have you seen Khallas? And he said, yes, why? And I said, oh, it's by far the most terrible film I have ever seen. He said, yeah, you just wasted 2 hours of your life. I thought, yeah, you don't need to tell me that. I watched it out of sheer curiosity. My curiosity was sated. It's a movie that I'm probably just gonna sell and subject some other poor schmuck to. But oh my god, it was just the worst of all time, and I can't even garnish it with a star because there's so many things about this film that are bad. Even the dubbing is bad. We know when you can see the characters, they're moving out of sync with the actual the voices, because when Bollywood actors do their work, like with Shah Rukh Khan, a lot of the scenes that he'll do, he actually dubs, and you think, oh, but he does it in such a way that you don't even notice. I could watch a film with him in it, and he's such a great actor that it doesn't matter. It's just, it's so effortless for him to provide voice acting for a scene, and then they need just one take with Shah Rukh. I mean, it's that simple. But you see this, and nothing matches. It's like a really horribly dubbed Japanese anime from, before they actually fixed the lip flap. Yeah, this actually has lip flap in it, and I was really surprised. And there was kissing, which you don't really see in a Bollywood film that much. There was a lot of kissing, and a lot of the scenes played like softcore porn. So it yeah, it was terrible. Even the dance sequences and the costume changes, which I would normally enjoy, I just thought were really exaggerated and excessive, really over the top. Even for a Bollywood film, I mean, this really takes the cake as far as one of the worst. I would say this is the worst film I have ever seen. I can't emphasize that enough. I don't even know how it ends because I just couldn't watch it all the way through. Just like with the reboot of Ghostbusters. Yeah, I thought, screw it. I'm not watching any more of this horrible schlock. And the basic plot or lack thereof is, like I said, you got this anti-hero. He's a computer engineer, software analyst, IT, information specialist, computer information specialist, or IT guy who actually is a gangster, and he's feared. But you have another gangster involved who is basically the Don, or the Don, I should say. Don. Don is a better movie than this. Don and Don 2, or I should say the reboot, which I really like. And this just has no redeeming qualities. It's just painful. It's so painful to watch. But if nothing else, you can get a lot of really good belly laughs from it, because so much of the scenes are done in such a way that it's overly dramatic and so underwhelming and unimpressive. And one thing I always wondered about in Bollywood film is, where the heck did they get those industrial fans to make the actress's hair just free flowing as if it's defying gravity, the very laws of physics themselves? Yeah, I understand it's Bollywood. I know how Bollywood works, but in this film it just seems really out of place that they would have an industrial fan and this breeze coming out of nowhere, and the main female, her long tresses are just aloft, and you think, oh, yeah. That's basically the plot of Khallas. It's a bunch of people dying for whatever reason. We don't know why they're getting whacked. They're just getting whacked. Maybe they got into trouble with the main Don of the film, and he just deemed that their lives were worthless, and his the last word that he says is law, and you better not mess with a Don or you get whacked. But it's just, I thought, so many other films I could be watching. I could be watching The Irishman instead of this, which I still do. I want to watch The Irishman because I'm a big fan of movies about the mafia, and this is just another version of the mafia, though done in India. And there are some very graphic death scenes that happen, and it's surprising. I mean, it doesn't go into gory detail, but still, for a Bollywood film, and this is rated 15, which means anyone under 15 would have to have parental guidance to see it. And it's just utterly ludicrous and not even worth the film that it was filmed on. I don't know who greenlit it, but whoever greenlit it needs to be slapped. The dance numbers are just, there's a lot of undulating. It even has glamour numbers. I'm shaking my head, and I'm thinking to myself, these are terrible. But needless to say, The film gets 2 thumbs down, no stars. If you're wise, you will not watch Khallas even out of curiosity. If you want to laugh, knock yourself out. Don't say I didn't warn you, but it's the worst of the worst. That's all I have to say about Khallas. Until next time, live long and prosper. Ciao, Tsitsi.